Today, I want to bring to your notice the opening of the Czech Government Scholarship for Developing Countries. Uh, as a Czech Government scholar, I felt obliged to help interested parties with the application processes involved in applying for the Czech Government Scholarship. This time around, I would focus mainly on um, eligible African countries. One thing you should note is that this scholarship is for the 2026-2027 academic year. I have seen a lot of publication talking about 2025-2026. That one is long gone. This is towards next year admission and not this year's admission. So take note. With this scholarship, one thing is clear. You do not have to apply separately for admission to a university. The application is all in one. So the application for the scholarship will be the same application for admission. So in the course of the application process, you would have opportunity to select desired programs and universities. So take note. Now let's dive in. Which countries in Africa are eligible for this scholarship? If you scroll down here, the eligible countries and study programs are listed here. All right. And here on the second line, you see 4 African countries: Ethiopia, Nigeria, Rwanda, and then Zambia qualified. So Cambodia and Sri Lanka, Guatemala, and then Jordan are also qualified countries. And then Bosnia, Herzegovina, Georgia, Ukraine, Belarus. These are the countries that are eligible, and I'm going to focus on Ethiopia, Nigeria, Rwanda, and then Zambia. These 4 countries, among others, are eligible to apply for English taught programs. So you can see that the scholarships have different categories: those that are pursued in Czech language, and that their specific applications or applicants should come from Georgia. And then they have follow-up master's program, 2 years in selected areas, the same with Bosnia and Herzegovina, Georgia, Ukraine, and Belarus. And then these countries would have to undergo 1 year of Czech language preparatory course before they can start the actual study program in Czech language. And also, there are those that can be pursued in English, applicant from all eligible countries. So all the countries listed, any applicant can apply for programs taught in English. And here we have selected master's study program, which is 2-year or doctoral, depending on the length of the program. It can be 3 to 4 years long. You should note that if you do not complete your study within the stipulated period, you may be allowed to extend it, but you would not qualify for extended fund by the government. So take note of this. All other conditions have been stipulated here. Right, the condition for granting scholarship for studying in bachelor study program: you should finish a secondary school education or high school education. If you want to study masters, you should have obtained bachelor's certificate already. And if you are looking forward to pursue doctoral study program, you must have completed master's study program in relevant field. Make sure that your study background is kind of related to the study program you intend to pursue at the next level. The scholarships are dedicated solely to promoting the studies of foreign nationals from developing and specific third country, neither citizens of the Czech Republic nor citizens of European Union. No. So definitely this scholarship, EU member states are not qualified. You should submit application by 30th of September 2025. All right. And as I said earlier on, if you are successful, you will start your study somewhere September 2026. So take note about it. Detailed information in terms and conditions of the scholarship award are provided in these guidelines. So this is Czech Word version, and then PDF version, and then English docs document, and then a PDF document. So you can read more about the whole scholarship package here in these guidelines if you are English speaker. Right. Prospective applicants shall acquaint themselves with information on personal data protection at the Ministry of Youth, blah 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 blah, and you can read those information in Czech or in English here. And since you are, uh, I'm targeting English speaking applicants, probably we should focus on just English version of stuff. So basically, you would have to consent to the fact that your data, you allow the ministry to use your data for the process of processing the scholarship and all that. All right, so let's go into the guideline. I think in the guideline, we should find the link to the application site and go through the steps involved in the application process. Okay, you could as well open the PDF and then read from the PDF. I just happen to open the Word document, so pardon me. All right, here you can read the extensive information about the scholarship. All right, it was open issue. This publication was done on the 4th of August, so very recent. So here they have provided links to look at study programs in Czech, study programs in English. Before you select your desired program, I would entreat you to visit the university's website and read about the admission requirement for that particular program. The same program offered by different universities may have different requirements for those universities. So make sure that you meet all the admission requirements and even more, so as to optimize your chance of being accepted into the program. So you can compare about 3, 4, 5 universities offering the same program and look at which of them your qualification is most suited for the admission requirement, and then select that one. Go. So they have arranged it alphabetical order. The fields run from agriculture, business administration, and law. And then there is economics. There is engineering, manufacturing, and construction. And their corresponding universities are listed. There is information and communication technology, interdisciplinary program, and qualification, including health and social care, care for favorable living condition, etc. And then there are the natural sciences, mathematics, and statistics, and the universities that offer these programs are listed. So I would say that a wide range of programs are considered under this Czech government scholarship, and these study areas, their corresponding PhD programs are also available for people seeking to study at the PhD level under the Czech government scholarship. So let me go back to um, the guidelines and how to go about the application. Yeah. So over here, one can apply for the program electronically. You see online application. Let's click the link and see what we get. So when you come to the link, there is the English and then there is also the Czech. You have both registration. You can read the instructions. I'm not going to ask you to neglect the reading of the instruction, but I'm kind of a bit familiar to the process. So I will take you through the steps and explain certain important aspects of the application process to you. The application starts with registration and then it ends with submission. So take note, if you are from Rwanda, Nigeria, Ethiopia, or Zambia, you can make good use of this application. All right, nationality. Since Ghana doesn't qualify and I am just doing demonstration, I'm going to select an eligible country here. And the closest I can go for is my neighbor, Nigeria. Okay. And then the full name, according to passport. Let me put my full name and see. So here you put surname and then first and middle name are also here. What is this? Sex? I am a male. Mush. And then date of birth. Let me just choose anything. Month, Um, let's say here. Yeah, good. Um, I will put the password here. I will select my own so that I can remember, and then I'll confirm my password here. If the country is not mentioned in the offer, the scholarships for that particular academic year are not available. So take note. Then I go to agree, and hopefully, before completing the registration, please check the data accuracy. It will not be possible to make changes afterwards. So okay, yeah. Let me check my data accuracy again. Yes, finished. And I will not save. Um, I'll go and check my email to address inbox to see if I have received any link that is leading me to complete the application. Not yet, not yet, not yet. Okay, I have not received it yet. Let me refresh and see. Now it's here. All right. I will go for the English one, of course. So if I want to complete, they have sent a link to complete the application in my email. I will go here and log in, my email address as stated, and then my password. Okay, now I have completed the first stage. All right, so we go to the next page and you select which study level you want to apply to. So follow up master study program in English language. I go for that one. Say the chosen follow-up program must be connected to your previous studies of the same or content-related program. So I have already mentioned this earlier. And then study program chosen for the English language program. So what are the options here? Let's go here and see. All right, so you can select any of these areas. Let's say I select this, and all the study programs will appear, and the university and the faculty which pursue this program will also show up. So let's say I'm interested in um, general agriculture at Mendels University. Okay. Mhm. So, okay. All right. So this is how you do it. You go to the study program, and then let's say again, general agriculture. I come here and I click on general agriculture, and it will fill the space for me. From here, I go to next page, and this is data information. Am I married? If married, yes, married. If single, you select single. You don't need to follow um everything. I think you have to fill your passport number, date the passport was issued, and then so the day, month, and year, and then the expiration date of your passport also here. If you're not a passport holder at the time of application, you can click here and then continue. I would leave some of the spaces which are not mandatory to fill because I'm just trying to show the processes. You must also mention your current permanent residence. I think that if you are coming from any of the four African countries, your current permanent residence should be where you currently reside, the address of where you currently reside. So street name if possible, city, and postcode if any. In most cases, some African countries do not have postcodes there. And then the country, you fill them, and then you have to also enter a permanent address. Um, in the last 2 years. So if it is the same as this one, then you can fill it. But if you have changed permanent address, you can at least put two of them in the same order as the current permanent address above. If you don't have any, you can ignore that part. And then you come to current occupation, position, and description of work task. So here you can list um, your position and what you do at work. Is just a very simplified CV, and they are even looking at your current job and what you do. So you can type everything here. If I were you, I would type everything in Word, Microsoft Word, and then make sure that there are no mistakes and copy them to this session. From there, you have to name your name of the employer or educational institution, and then street. So wherever you are working, you have to put the name of the employer, and not necessarily the name of a person, but the name of the institution or the company, and then the address of the company, city, and country. The highest achieved level of education. So if your highest achieved level of education is bachelor's, you go and then you select bachelor's. And education, information on any started or unfinished studies. So if you have any of such, you have to provide them. But of course, primary education, when you start the name of school, from which date to which date, and then what did you study? Basic education, I think, and degree. In Ghana, they offer, if you complete the 9 years, you have the BEC certificate, basic education certificate examination, and then it was issued by Ghana. Secondary school, you write the name same, and then you get WASI, West African Senior High School certificate examination. And then if you have bachelor's, you put University of Cape Coast, University of Nigeria, University of Rwanda, whatever. You put dates you started to date you finished, what you studied, agriculture, and then certificate you obtained, the place of the school, city, and then country. You put them there. If there are further degrees, if you're applying for PhD, it means you have masters, so you should also put information about your master's studies here. And then language skills, please take off the achieved level. So as for Czech, I know if you are living somewhere in Africa and trying to find scholarship in Czech, you might not have any knowledge of Czech language, but if you have any, then you have to take it. When it comes to English, you can take the 4 is, I think they have explained upper intermediate, and 5 is advanced. So depending on how good you are, you should take 4 or 5. If you have studied bachelor's and master's in English language and have completed successfully with high grade, I presume you have either intermediate or advanced English language skills. So you should maybe go for 5 or 4. Okay, yeah, let's say 5, 5, 5. But to be on the safer side, you can go for 4 or something. Yeah, I'm not pushing. If you have any knowledge of other languages in the same order, take them depending on how proficient you are. Travel and study, research, stay abroad in the past 5 years, blah blah blah. So if you have at least traveled abroad in the past 5 years, you can list up to 5 of such travels. If you have not, you are not obliged to fill anything. If you have done only one, you can list the information. Abroad can be any country outside of your home country. So take note of this. Let's see if I can move to the next stage. All right, so here, because I have not chosen certain fields or I have not completed certain fields, I'm unable to continue. Therefore, for example, if it comes to passport number, I have to put my passport number. Let's say J something something. The rest I don't really know, but yeah, let me put it like this. Date issue, let me choose any date just for convenience sake. And year, let's say it was issued when, yeah, let's say 2022, and let's say it was expired this date, that month, 2032. Make sure you put the correct information in your passport. Current permanent address, let me just fill something to be able to move faster. Just put in information just so I can complete the application. I can move to the next stage. Current occupation, let's say teacher. I teach uh, general agriculture, agriculture at the senior high s- school level. Um, say Ghana Education Service, GES. You must write in full, please. I'm just trying to skip a lot of steps. That's why you can see me like that. Um, I'm thinking about my primary education. Yes, okay. Let's say 2000 to 2009. Uh, PC. Um, can I say Ghana? Okay, there should be a comma here. And then secondary school, Smith. I, eh, I thought I wrote 2009. Yeah, 2009 to 20. Is it 2012? Would it be 3 years? 2010, 2011, 2012. Okay, 2012. Um, Wasi. Let's say same place. If you don't know what Ignace is, it's not a problem. Just put in the right information for yourself. UCC, I'm just shortening it because of the um 2012. eh, hold on, Vanessa. 2012 to 2016. Yeah, 2012 to 2016. Let's keep it like this. And then what did I get? BSc Agriculture. Cape Coast, Ghana. Okay, so what end here? And then I have already selected the language skills. Have I traveled somewhere? I don't. I have not. Education, basic, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, I think those are most important things. And then what else? 22. Yeah, so let's see next if it is going to. Yes, it's responded. Contact person. Now let's see what they mean by contact person. Fill in the name, address, and contact of a person that should be informed in case of emergency. Okay, let's see who. Let's say I put this person's name there and postal code. We don't have, but usually we put something. It doesn't matter if I whether I put or not. Yeah. Yes. Uh, Street address. Yeah, I'll go for this one. It doesn't matter. And here I have to upload my photo, and then I will do that later. Let's see. Um, Motivation letter 1,000 characters. The 1,000 characters is less than 1,000 words. 1,000 character is every letter you type. So you will see that if you type if you even click on the space button, it will count as a character. Ideally, you can type in Microsoft Word, edit everything, make sure that the word count does not exceed. Sorry, the character count does not exceed um 1,000 characters. Then you can copy and come and paste it here easily. Then you are gone. Okay. No, no, no. All right. I mean, you can still put my email address here. Don't worry. We just um simulating the environment. Okay, let me see if I can go on to the next page with this information. Yes, the next page 5. I'm here. So I have selected the first. It has already selected that for me. General agriculture. Oh, okay. Alternate study program. I don't know why this part is not allowing you to reselect again. So I think that you can select just one study program. and here too it's not possible to select. Over here, you have the opportunity to either save your data and continue the application later, or you can save data and send the application. Of course, you will realize that I have not uploaded the required picture. I have not completed the motivation letter and stuff, so I cannot submit. And note that here you are giving instruction on how to write your motivation letter. It's something between 150 to 200 words, so you have to be very economic with words and just go straight to the point or highlight the main points, no storytelling and stuff. Specify the subject you intend to study and why. What was the reason for your application to study in Czech Republic? How would you like to use your obtained knowledge and education in the future? What benefits your study would have for your sending country or country which you are a national? So four main uh, areas to consider if you are applying for accounting. Why you have to state the accounting program you are applying to and why you want to study it in the Czech Republic. In this aspect, I would say that you should find a gap between the accounting programs in your local country, that is Rwanda, Nigeria, Ethiopia, or Zambia, and how studying in Czech will fill that gap. Okay, and then you elaborate it. You have to highlight the strong aspect or the skills and what you intend to gain from learning that program in Czech Republic that you would not gain if you take the same study program in your local country. All right. And how would you like to use the obtained knowledge and education in the future? So in this case, and then how would that benefit your local country? So let's say that the Czech Republic has advanced technology and knowledge in poultry or livestock farming, and I am going into general agriculture with the hope of specializing in poultry farming or poultry feed production. I know that in Ghana there is a big deficit in terms of poultry production and feed. So I hope to gain practical knowledge that will help me promote poultry business in Ghana and support in solving uh, the the challenges faced by poultry farmers when it comes to feed formulation and availability. So you should always find something that can easily be found when searched. That is a gap in the system where you are coming from, and that your education can help to bridge that gap. Don't just write anything, and trust me, 3 to 4 paragraphs will be good, and maybe a paragraph can even be 2 lines, 2 sentences, whatever. So take note about this. It's very important to be head on. Now, once you have done all this and you submit, when you click submit, there will be uh, an exams that you would need to write, an online exams. I think the exams, if nothing has changed, comprises um, a general knowledge. It's like mathematics, but more or less general knowledge. Question aptitude types of questions, about 15 of them, and then there is also English exams, about 100 of them. And I don't know what is the pass score, but if you can answer all of them correctly and have 100 over 100 and then 15 over 15, that will be a great thing for you. So I think after the exams and everything you have submitted, you will be shortlisted to um, you will be shortlisted to attend an interview and submit required document to complete the application. And this invitation would come from the Czech embassy in your local country. So take note, when this invitation comes, you will then need to legalize your um, academic documents. They will inform you what you need to bring and how it should be. So you don't have to worry, but at least I'm giving you a clue. You would have to go to the institution in your local country where you can legalize or authenticate or attest that your degrees, certificate, and transcript are original and not fake. In Ghana, usually we do it at the Ministries of Foreign Affairs. I don't know how it is done in Nigeria or how it is done in Zambia and Rwanda and Ethiopia. But I think there should be a ministry in charge of this process. And then you go for interview. The interview, depending on who you meet, it can be a friendly question and stuff. They will still ask you why you needed a scholarship, why you want to study Czech. Don't forget about the motivation letter you wrote. Be familiar with what you wrote, and that will be opportunity for you to expand on the motivation letter that you wrote, because this 1000 character will not give you room to write everything you want. So just be prepared to elaborate more on it, and again how it will be beneficial to your home country. Everything should be geared towards convincing the interview officer or the consular to, recommend you for the scholarship. All right. So I'm not going to submit this, but when you have finished and filling everything appropriately, then you can go ahead and then click on this. When you click on this and submit, the online questions or test will pop up, and you will need to accept and do it. I'm not quite sure if there will be opportunity to defer the exams to a later date or a later day, but be sure that you have maximum amount of time to sit and complete the test by the time you are submitting your application, so that it's not like halfway you are tired. You must also have enough electricity and power to take you through the exam online test process or period. Otherwise, all that you have done will be meaningless. And you see, this is a very simple application process, and that is one thing I like about the Czech government scholarship application process. Very simple, straightforward, not too many information requested, and you can do it at one sitting. All right. So I wish you all the best. If I missed out anything, or if you would need some further clarification about the process during your application processes, do not hesitate to reach out to me via email or via WhatsApp message. You have my WhatsApp message on my TikTok and my profile. So reach out to me, and I will be more than glad to help you. I wish you all the best and good luck with your application.